Hi, my name is Ron Williams, and I own and operate the East Orange Gun Range in Winter Park, Florida. Our main purpose here is to educate and instruct the public on the proper and correct use of firearms in their homes, in defense of their lives, in the defense of other people's lives, out in the public, in their cars, in their businesses. I went through 26 hours of teacher certification instruction by the NRA's trained instructor counselors. A training instructor counselor is a person that has received X amount of hours of training that implements them to give instruction to people such as myself that have, I don't want to say an extensive amount of firearms knowledge and background, but you know, I have quite a bit of hands-on experience. I was trained by the military. I went through some other agency training. I've enjoyed the benefits of some other people's training that have been through other agencies. You know, I'm not certified by those agencies, but I've basically been through their regimen of training. The safety rules and precautions while on the range, you know, again, are a lot of common sense. I very much stress to each one of the patrons to keep all their firearms in the stall that they're shooting in, that they unload and reload all of their firearms while they're in the stall. If they have a semi-automatic with a detachable magazine, they can take the magazine back to the table at the back of the shooting area and load the bullets respectively for each one of their stalls from there. We require that everybody wear eye and ear protection. The classes that I instruct here is an NRA sponsored course. We have it's a 10-hour format. The 10 hours of format involve the 3 rules of safe gun handling. They also include handgun parts, functions, safety, disassembly, cleaning, reassembly. We talk about the operations, the different types of firearms, revolvers, automatics, single action, double action only, derringers, small guns, medium-sized guns, large frame guns. Then we get into aspects of the stance, position, grip, all the fundamentals of shooting. Here we have a 2-inch Taurus 357 Magnum. It's a 5-shot revolver, 2-inch barrel, very small frame with a fingered rubber grooved handle. The finger rubber grooved handle has a palm swell in it. I don't know if you can see it from the side or not, but what that does is it fills the void in your hand as you wrap around it. The finger grooves in the front give you more control as to be able to handle the flip or the muzzle lift of the recoil, and the 5-shot and the small frame makes it accessible for or makes it very available for concealed use. You can carry this in a holster on your ankle, a small of the back holster, a under the arm holster, in the waistband holster. Usually I wear a fanny pack. That's all I ever keep my firearms in. I happen to like this one myself. It's the Smith & Wesson 686 model 357 Magnum, 8 3/8" barrel. You can see virtually the only difference in this gun and the gun you just saw is the overall size and the length of the barrel. The reason I like this gun particularly is because I use it in our bullseye competition. The longer barrel gives you a much greater sight radius and a much more accurate shot. This is a very old design. It was designed back in 1911 by John Browning. This is what they consider a grip safety. The grip safety is so that when the person grabs a firearm that they're ensuring a proper grip. You can hear that as I put my hand on here, you can hear the metal moving. What that is doing is disengaging a safety block that keeps the gun from firing. See, right now you can't fire this gun unless I push in the grip safety. I push the grip safety, then the gun will fire. This gun can be loaded with a full magazine. You slide the rack back, and then the bullet's loaded into the chamber at the back of the barrel. And right now this gun is in what we consider the single action mode, similar to the 45 you just saw. However, this gun has 2 modes of fire. One, I can fire it like this, which requires very little trigger movement, or as I cock the gun back and then release the hammer, this gun, it can also be fired in this mode, which is now considered the double action mode, whereas you have a longer trigger pull, you're cocking the hammer on the firearm, and then igniting the primer, which then fires the bullet out. And of course, with this gun, just like the single action, every subsequent shot, the bullet pushes the slide back, ejecting the old bullet, and then it loads a new one up from the magazine, and then every subsequent shot from there is single action, just like the single action revolver, or the single action semi-automatic. Okay, we just had a .22 caliber demonstrated to us. Now we'll show you the difference of a .22 versus a .45 in the size of the holes that leaves in the targets, and also the amount of noise, and also if you noticed how his hands were reacting every time he shot, watch how my hands react every time I shoot this gun as well. So, are we ready? That's death. A little bit of difference in the size of the holes, I'd say. Plus the amount of velocity and the foot-pounds of energy. These bullets here are going anywhere from 11 to 1,200 feet per second with about 100 foot-pounds of energy. These bullets here are going about 900 to 1,000 feet per second with about 550 foot-pounds of energy. So it's the difference of being hit by your dog or being hit by a man 300 pounds. Essentially what makes the backstop work the way it does is that this plate here that I'm standing on is less than a 45-degree angle perpendicular to the floor. If someone shoots low, it'll hit this bolt, it'll hit this backstop, bounce up, and hit this one. This backstop is opposingly 45 degrees from the floor, and it's not perpendicular to this deflector here. The backstop here is angled more forward than this is, so that if a bullet hits low here, it'll hit here, bounce up, hit here, then go down inside, hit one of the deflectors, and then go down to the bottom. Steel line is in the bottom, there's steel lining underneath this deflector that I'm standing on. That holds the bullet in that regard. If someone shoots at the elevation they're supposed to, it'll hit right here, go down, hit this deflector at the back, and then hit the bottom, and then all the energy is dissipated because the bullet's basically fragmented all to pieces by then. That's essentially how the backstop works. It's all a bunch of counter-opposing angles that maintain and contain the bullets, keep them from bouncing out. I use the gun range every day. If I'm not instructing people on how to shoot, I'm back there playing a game with somebody, or we take a dartboard target, we go back there and play 301 or 501 or cricket. I love shooting the bowling pins. You know, not only is it good hand-eye coordination practice, but it's just a lot of fun. Plus, I get my bullets really cheap.